You know, the way Nigerian youth are farming very dark man now.
Yeah.
You will think he has acceptance, Abi. You will think that they like him. Let him run for a political office.
Yeah,
if he run, he might not have 5,000 votes. And in civilian rule, for you to get power, you will need to vote.
Yes.
But in military, for you to get power, you will need to do what they call mutiny. There is what we call mutiny. They overthrow the government.
Yeah.
When you go to the barrack today now, nobody will tell you to behave yourself. So that one is normal.
But
so talk, yes. so talk more of when they are in power politically. There was serious orderliness when Buhari was there. Credit not to Buhari, but to General Tunde Ediagbon of Kwara State.
Would you prefer the military government to the civilian government?
Anyone that truly understands history and have studied our history, and in his that understand life with the way we are seeing now, would not want to compare military rulership to civilian rulership, despite the indiscipline. If you are not happy with what the Senate and the House of Reps is doing, you have the freedom to carry placard and mobilize 1,000 people today and go to National Assembly and say we are demanding for something. Under military rulership, no protest.
You can't dare.
Who you want protest against? Before very dark man, there was Femi Egayemi. He
doing almost exactly what Very Dark Man was doing.
Almost exactly, all times 100. If Femi Egayemi is iPhone 14, so is SR. Yes, he's a SR of that man. Do you know first, second, third, fourth mainland bridge? They were all constructed under military regime. This Murtala Mohammed bridge, all this bridge you are seeing, it is during military rule now. It's not. If they should leave those bridge for civilian government to do it,
they wouldn't have been able to do it.
It will take 28 years to do it, because they will do 3 kilometers of the bridge, power will change, and the next one will say it's not in my village, I will not continue. Military rule gave us faster development than civilian rule. Okay, I want to be fact checked. Take for instance, all major federal parastatals in Abuja today, they were all built by military rule. First mainland bridge, second mainland bridge, third mainland bridge, all these bridges we are seeing. Do you know that Aso Rock was constructed by military regime?
Wow.
Aso Rock, National Assembly, Central Bank of Nigeria, all those federal secretariats
came under military.
The biggest estate in Africa, which is Gwarimpa. All these things that I mentioned now, they were all done under military. Almost all the road that we are enjoying that started spoiling and it's taking them 20 years to repair, it was military regime that brought it. Why? Because there is discipline. Do you know that if not for military rulership, we could now not have Kogi State? See, as a governor, if you perform well, you are doing yourself, your political destiny a favor. You understand? You are doing your political destiny a favor, because you don't know where you will find yourself tomorrow. It is what you did in the past that will speak for you. Former Governor Idris Wada, if he should come to the Kina today and he pass, I lie not, fly will not go outside to go and look at him.
Why is this?
Is there road to his village? When he was governor, what did he do in Odogboyaga? Is there light in Odu today?
But he brought hospital to Odu.
Hospital? Then everybody they sick. CSO of Kogi State for 4 years in charge of allocation. Nobody should say allocation was not big. Exchange rate today is not the same as then. What was he able to do? Wada Road, that the name there. I saw. If you go to YouTube now, you will watch where one commissioner for works then was doing inspection. If you go there, you will see it. You understand? You will see it, but it did not reach 1 kilometer.
A very good day to you and welcome to another episode of Just Cruise podcast. Today I'm here in the studio. My name is Dan Sofo Usman Jr. And if you have not been following us on all our social media handles, please kindly do that and follow us across all social media platforms and even on YouTube. Today we have a special guest in the studio, and together we'll be discussing civilian and military rule in Nigeria. Which one is most preferable, or which one is of advantage to Nigerians? You know what they do. And today we get one of the Obonge person for country and even in Kogi State. His name is Dr. Prophet Gideon Isah. He's here in the studio. You all know him. For as many of you that have been following him on social media and those who attend his church right here in Lokoja and other parts of the country, Abuja, you should be very familiar with this name. I know you all know him as Ozugbo, right?
Yeah.
All right, welcome to the studio.
Thank you very much. I'm happy to be here.
All right. So today we'll be discussing a very vital discussion. We are having a very vital discussion, which is anchored on military regime and the civilian regime. But to start with, tell us a bit about yourself. Growing up and ministry and social political matters as it relates to you.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm Dr. Gideon Isah, and the head pastor of the Mercy Assembly, and I'm equally the founder of Healing Mother Foundation, and I'm equally doing ministry and humanitarian work all around Nigeria and the world by the grace of God as we are advancing. I am from Igalamela Odolu local government, precisely Odolu. I grew up in Ida.
Wow.
I had my primary school at Agape. I had my secondary school at Trinity International College. I had my university in Federal University Lokoja. So, and my interest in social political activity started from my dad.
Yeah.
My dad is a great historian. Like my dad, always, right from when I was a child, we discussed politics a lot. So he has told me a lot about military era. Even before I started researching and studying by myself, I already have a background. Like I could literally tell you how all the former military head of state transited till it got to civilian.
You have enough.
Yeah. Even before I started reading, because my dad always discussed it with me.
Wow.
So it's something that I'm very conversant about.
Oh.
That is my interest in social political activities.
Interesting. And that means you are the right person for this discussion, actually. And we're glad to have you in our studio. So let's quickly move into the discussion proper. Tell us, what do you know about military era, and the civilian government as it is?
Yeah, thank you. Military rule and civilian government. Military rule is when the military are in charge of governance. In those days, I do call it the Supreme the Supreme Council.
Yeah.
When the military, take for instance now, if it is the military that is ruling presently, the chief of defense staff will presently be the president, and the commander of the Mary Barrett will be the governor of Kogi State. So they do call them then administrators. So military rule means the soldiers, the Air Force, the Army, the Navy in charge of governance. They are the one to do the Federal Executive Council meeting. They are the one to tell Nigeria what to do. And they don't make law, they make order.
Wow.
Yes.
So what's the difference between the military rule and the civilian government?
Yeah, the military rule and the civilian government is being achieved through democracy. The civilian government will need the people to vote and be voted for. The civilian government is an individual that is no longer serving in the military, becoming a president. But the military rule is the person must be a serving military officer to become a military head of state.
Wow.
So the difference is that as a serving officer that already have his immunity as a soldier with his bodyguard, his licensed bodyguard with AK-47 all around him, he will still now be the president. That's the head of state. So that's the difference.
So you must pass through a process before you can become a military head of the state. Not just rising from somewhere and say, oh, you want to aspire to be governor or to be president, of as it is today under the civilian government.
As it is under the civilian government, if you're above 18, you can become a president if you have the qualification.
Okay, can we describe what happened in Port Harcourt in Rivers State, where a new military personnel is being instituted as a what is it administrator? Can we
yes,
that to a military?
Yeah, and that is good. If we are presently under military regime,
yes,
that is what could have been in the 36 states.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what it could have been. And the man that is the present administrator of Rivers State, he was a former chief of naval staff. There's from Akwa Ibom. So he was made the interim administrator of Rivers State to restore normalcy to Rivers State. So that is what a military rulership looks like in those days. You understand? So he's there now. So that is what it looks like.
Okay, now let's come back to look at some of the characteristics of military regime. What are the characteristics? What are their behavior? What are the practice then?
Oh wow, that's a very intelligent question. To become a military head of state, first of all, it's not by being a private soldier. In those days, although the likes of the General Yakubu Gowon and the rest, most of them trained in London and India before Nigerian Army Training School. Now NDA was formed in Kaduna. So you will need to be a cadet to become a military head of state. A non-commissioned officer cannot become a military head of state. So you will need to, first of all, become a cadet. After you go through the rigorous training academically, that is when they will not commission the person as a second lieutenant, and the person will rise to the level of a general, brigadier general, major general, and then that is how they will be able to get power. And in civilian rule, for you to get power, you will need to vote.
Yeah.
But in military, for you to get power, you will need to do what they call mutiny. There is what we call mutiny. They overthrow the government.
Yeah.
Mutiny is when a force bigger than the one there come to force the government into resignation.
So it happened during military.
It happens severally. It can even happen within 3 months, depending on the capacity of who is the president. And I think the first coup happened, I think in 1966. After the first major coup happened when Sir Ahmad Bello was killed in Kaduna, Tafawa Balewa was killed, all the civilian regional leaders that were killed. So after they were pied, let's use were pied because of the sensitivity of YouTube and all that. So after they were pied, and the Unzogu, Kaduna Nzogu, and the rest of them, after they did that stuff, it was then Agu Ironsi now became the first military head of state. He was not part of the coup, but when the coup happened by those young soldiers, then he now became the first military head of state.
Wow.
But as he became the military head of state, his government was running for a few time before Muritala had a squad. He led a team that came and overthrew his own government too. So they mutiny him too.
So unlike what we have under democracy, that there is House of Assemblies, House of Representatives, the Senate, who, at the point when they feel the government is no longer going to the direction of the people, they move for impeachment.
Yeah.
But at that time, what we're having was a coup, right?
Yeah, a coup d'etat.
Oh.
Yes,
And through the coup d'etat, they get to overthrow.
Yeah, they overthrow the government through a coup d'etat. That is to say, they surround the head of state. They make sure they put him under control. There are two types of coup. We have bloodless coup, and we have a coup that comes with bloodshed. There were times that bloodless coup happened. The regime, the transitional regime from Yakubu Gowon, and to the one that brought Murtala was a bloodless coup. Nobody died. Yakubu Gowon was outside the country. I think he was in Uganda for a conference, and he received notification that his government had been ousted. So it was a bloodless coup, and that was how I think Murtala became the head of state.
Interesting. I want to ask for that because this discussion is getting interesting, and I'm curious. Many Nigerians will tell you that there was discipline, there was decisiveness, and again there was orderliness during the military era. From your own perspective, do you think some of these statements are true, or they were just statements of that are being romanticized, being
I understand. The thing is, when we talk about discipline, discipline and army, and military, they are in the same page.
Yeah.
So the general, and today now, when we talk of discipline, when you go to the barrack today now, nobody will tell you to behave yourself. So that one is normal.
But
So
people tell you.
yes. So talk more of when they are in power politically, and they have access to the treasury of the country. You understand? So the difference, but there's a difference between autocratic governance and democracy, and there is equally a difference between when somebody is giving order and when somebody is giving command.
Yes.
So under military rule, there are no lawmakers. That is why whenever they want to announce a coup, take for instance when Abacha was taken over, Or take for instance, when any new government is coming, we tell you all former state governors are hereby disbanded. All House of Rep members are hereby disbanded. All senators are hereby disbanded. There was serious orderliness when Buhari was there. Credit not to Buhari, but to General Tunde Ediagbon of Kwara State. He was the one that he was the one that we were afraid of. He was the one that had the discipline. He was the one that had the capacity.
And Buhari inherited it.
Yes, and no, he was the assistant.
Okay.
He was the run like a assistant, like a vice president to Buhari that time. So the difference is that they give order, they give direction, they tell you what to do. They don't tell lawmakers, come and make law, let me sign it. No, they give it.
So as it is today, where there is almost no lawlessness, people behaving the way they like under civilian government now, would you prefer the military government to the civilian government?
Yes, but despite the lawlessness that is in Nigeria, anyone that truly understands history and have studied our history and in his that understand life with the way we are seeing now would not want to compare military rulership to civilian rulership, despite the indiscipline that or lawlessness. The lawlessness you think we are facing is a function of leadership. You understand? It's a function of leadership. When leaders with conscience get to seats of power, you don't need military rulership for people to act right. But today, the lawlessness is so much that people are now even trying to say, okay, they are now trying to compare military rulership
To civilian.
to civilian rulership. So I think despite the lawlessness, I would not say that the military rulership should be there. Now, take for instance, now, if you are not happy with what the Senate and the House of Reps is doing, you have the freedom to carry placard and mobilize 1,000 people today and go to National Assembly and say we are demanding for something.
Yeah.
Under military rulership, no protest.
You can't do it.
Who you want protest against? You cannot protest. You cannot even say PIM. The only people that even spoke during military rulership are people like Femi Gayemi. There's a man, Femi Gayemi. Before Very Dark Man, there was Femi Gayemi.
Doing almost exactly what Very Dark Man was doing.
Almost exactly, all times 100. The only difference is that there is no social media. That man was arrested almost 80 times. He was arrested almost 80 times. They will arrest him till even the military government became tired. They will arrest him, he will write from the prison. When he's outside, he will publish again. He was a man that they feared. He was so powerful. But guess what? You know the way Nigerian youth are fancying Very Dark Man now.
Yeah.
You will think he has acceptance, Abi. You will think that they like him. Let him run for a political office. If he run, he might not have 5,000 votes. Femi Gayemi ran for office as a president. He became 5th. I say it's double of Very Dark Man.
Same thing is happening with Sowore.
Okay, Sowore is Femi Gayemi. Like if Femi Gayemi is iPhone 14, Sowore is SR. Yes, he's a SR of that man. So although Zore's activism is different from the pattern of those men, you understand? His own activism is different from the pattern of those men. That man did activism to the core. But when he needed support of the people, the people were not willing to vote for. That's why you see some people saying that military dictatorship fit some kind people, fit some kind nation. But Nigeria, because of the diversity of our culture and differences, that is why military dictatorship cannot even work effectively.
All right, thank you so much. This discussion is getting more interesting, and it's exciting to know that we have Dr. Gideon Isah in the studio, and we are discussing military versus civilian government. We'll take a short break now and be back very shortly.
CSO of Kogi State for 4 years in charge of allocation. Nobody should say allocation was not big. Exchange rate today is not the same as then. What was he able to do? Wada Road, that the name there. I saw, if you go to YouTube now, you will watch where one commissioner for works then was doing inspection. If you go there, you will see it. You understand? You will see it, but it did not reach 1 kilometer.
Thank you and welcome back to Just Cruise podcast. My name is Dan Sofo Usman Jr. and I still have Dr. Gideon Isah in the studio. We are discussing military regime versus civilian government. And I want to ask you, sir, do you think that under the military regime, Nigeria experienced, fast growth than it is under the civilian government now as it is?
It's not comparable, my brother. You cannot compare the level of growth Nigeria went through under military regime and civilian rule. Okay, take for instance now, to get a project done under military regime. The military regime, do you know first, second, third, fourth mainland bridge? They were all constructed under military regime. This Murtala Mohammed bridge, all this bridge you are seeing, it is during military rule now. It's not. If they should leave those bridge for civilian government to do it,
they won't have been able to do it.
it will take 28 years to do it. Because they will do 3 kilometers of the bridge, power will change, and the next one will say it's not in my village, I will not continue. So when a military head of state give order and he said, this is the job I want you to do, the contractor himself, the fear of the military will not even let him joke with it. So in terms of development, military rule gave us faster development than civilian rule. Okay, I want to be fact-checked. Take for instance, all major federal parastatals in Abuja today, they were all built by military rule. Democracy is no longer a child. Democracy is now 26 years. So 26 years old, a child at 26 years that failed, the background should not be blamed. Oh, and my background where I come up from, I make me poor. It ends at 25. As you don't reach 26, you are now the background. So democracy is 26. It's no longer a child. So you cannot even compare the both of them. Now, look at what military government was able to achieve. First mainland bridge, second mainland bridge, third mainland bridge, all these bridges we are seeing. Do you know that Aso Rock was constructed by military regime?
Wow.
Aso Rock, National Assembly, Central Bank of Nigeria, all those federal secretariats
came under military.
The biggest estate in Africa, which is Gwarimpa. All these things that I mentioned now, they were all done under military. Almost all the road that we are enjoying that started spoiling and it's taking them 20 years to repair, it was military regime that brought it. Why? Because there is discipline. Now look at it. The military regime lacked empathy, but there was discipline. So that is just the difference. So in terms of development, like to get your environment developed, like they add value to nation, military regime did their best.
So what then is the significance of this civilian government that we are in now? Because a lot of people are complaining, bad governance here and there, economy going down and hunger in the land. So other persons will tell you they don't really see the importance of this civilian government, apart from saying the freedom of movement, freedom of speech, and all of that.
Yes, those that are saying that they don't see the significance of democracy and they want a military rule, maybe it's because they are not conversant with history. There's no longer history in our curriculum vitae, Nigeria school curriculum. There is no history anymore. So some of them might not be conversant with history. That is why they might be clamoring for military dictatorship in Nigeria. But if I want to be very, very honest with you, there is no nation without law and order that will work. There is no nation of the world that will work without law and order.
Yeah.
Military enforce the order. But democracy will put the order and say, if you obey it, okay. If you did not obey it, you understand?
If you don't obey it, you
feel. For instance, now in Niger State, a head of a terrorist group was arrested a few days ago by the DSS, by the gallant men of the Nigerian DSS. They did an amazing job. Nobody was killed. They captured that guy. Do you know that the guy, they will still capture him alive? Military will not do that. You are a terrorist already. You have wasted innocent souls already. You have killed already. They will send the person to the Maker to go and reconcile.
Immediately.
Why are you negotiating with bandits? In those days, people that steal, they'll tie them to drum.
And fire them.
And fire them. You understand? Although these are not some things that we pray to experience again as a nation. These are not things that we pray to experience again as a nation. But I must to still tell you that under military rule, there were more orderliness and there was fast development than civilian rule. Now, take for instance, Lokoja Abuja Road, they have been doing it now for the past 10 years.
Yeah, I've not been able to complete it.
It's not possible under military rule. It's not possible. Do you know that if not for military rulership, we could now not have Kogi State? If not for military rule, if they could have left it for civilian government, we could not have Kogi State. Oh. Yes, now.
You know, I want to agree with you because for some years now, people have been clamoring for creation of new states.
Yeah.
And that has not been able to see the light of the day. Mm. So now let's move further. As a pastor, as a man of God, and as a clergy, how do you think, or how do you think Christians should demand good governance from governments, especially in Nigeria?
First of all, the right way to demand good governance from government as Christians, number one, is to first of all pray for them. You know, the Bible says we should pray for those in constituted seat of power. We should pray for those in authority. Number one. Then number two, asking with objective criticism. You understand?
Yeah.
You can criticize a government and be objective with it without going personal on their character. You understand?
Yeah.
I can criticize the present government of Kogi State if there is any reason for me to do so without offending the governor. I can say things I want to say about his government without offending him. You understand? Without insulting him, or his person rather, his person, or without saying anything that will lead to, you understand, him getting angry. You understand? Let me give you an instance. A young man doing this online content creation in Ida. The House of Assembly member was given bags of rice to share. He shared the bags of rice, and in the process, they said some bags did not get to the people. So, for this guy now trying to post on Facebook, he said, oh, this guy, instead of him to share the bag, he carried the bag and went to give to his mother. The mother, when now is now selling the bag of rice in the market, bringing his mother into politics.
Yeah.
That is going personal.
That is personal.
That's why the guy needed to petition him. It was not constructive. It was not objective. It was personally personal. And it's not supposed to be so. So, as Christians, after we pray for them, we demand for good governance from them. The problem of Nigerians is that they are too quiet. You demand it from them. You demand it. You demand good governance. So that is the best way to do it.
All right, thank you. If you have opportunity of sitting with the president, let's even come down to your states.
Okay.
Sitting with the governor one-on-one like we are sitting. What would be your advice, your message for him?
Yes. If I'm to sit with His Excellency the Governor of Kogi State, Alhaji Usman Ahmed Ododo, I think my advice to him is to make sure that he makes impact. Men are not celebrated for existing alone. People are celebrated for impact and influence. The only advice I will give to him is, if he did not perform well to fulfill his conscience, when he's out of office, he will regret for two reasons. Number one, for the things he failed to do correctly. Then number two, for the bigger opportunity he could have attained if he had done well. Let me give you an instance. If he performs well, is a Aso Rock material. If he performs well, if he does well, North Central have never produced a governor. When a president rather. When the South is done, the presidency is going to the North. And the North Central can decide to say, okay, they can decide to zone it to North Central. And that is where those that are viable can come. You understand? This thing is all about destiny. It's not about Oga or no Oga yet. God can decide to choose anybody.
Yeah.
So if he performs well, if he does well, by that time it is the youth. Now people like us go say, Kai, when he be governor for my state, he try. Okay, let me give you an instance. The governor of Niger State, Alhaji Baku, the former governor. I'm a fan of his governance. I'm a supporter of. I'm not from Niger,
Yeah.
but I support him.
Yeah, you see his activity.
I see his activity, a project. I support him. I'm not a fan. He's the first governor that I've ever.
It's just like people from Kogi East who are fans in
Senator Natasha. I am a fan of his government.
for reason best known to them.
Yes, because of the way I see he's doing. I am seeing. See, there is one thing called empathy. There's one thing called empathy. If your governors have empathy, see, as a governor, if you come to somewhere and the people are happy, I'm not talking about data boys. The people on the road are happy that you are passing. Now, be governance now. As a governor, they pass. Anytime you go, they pass. And as they pass, they look your screen even when it's tinted.
I want to remind you of something. When late Audu was still alive,
Yes.
I remember that anytime he's coming to Ayimba, he's coming to town, some other places, you see people, my mother
Yeah.
will run out to go and look Audu. Why? Because of its impact. That time there was no television, was not too rampant. Social media was not very common.
Should I tell you something?
Yeah, go ahead, sir.
Let me give you an instance now. If some former deputy governor, take for instance, former governor Idris Wada, if he should come to the Kenya today and he pass, I lie not, fly will not go outside to go and look at him.
And why is this?
Is there road to his village? When he was governor, what did he not do? Odogboyada. Is there light in Odu today?
But he brought hospital to Odu.
Hospital? Now everybody they sick. CSO of Kogi State for 4 years in charge of allocation. Nobody should say allocation was not big. Exchange rate today is not the same as then. What was he able to do? Wada Road that they named there. I saw, if you go to YouTube now, you will watch where one commissioner for works then was doing inspection. So go there, you will see it. You understand? You will see it, but it did not reach 1 kilometer. See, as a governor, if you perform well, you are doing yourself, your political destiny a favor. You understand? You are doing your political destiny a favor because you don't know where you will find yourself tomorrow. It is what you did in the past that will speak for you. You understand? It is what you did in the past that will speak for you. And another thing is, as a governor, you must not joke with media. Now, take for instance, Mr. P2B is presently regretting. What is his regret? In one of his interviews, he said, my regret is when I was governor, I did not invest in media. When they bring me estimate of media and publicity, we say it's too much. He will write it down. Today, now, he's talking about what he performed. Go YouTube, you know, go see him.
And there's no way you can turn the hand.
You cannot turn back the hand of time. See, for people that are creating content now, let me give you an instance now. If I should carry my phone, and I go to which project is the Kogi government do now? Okay, I go to Zone 8. I do that video there.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, people, look at the road that was constructed by the government of Elijah Medusman Ododo. He did this road. This road was dilapidated before, but now it is good now. And I post it.
Yeah.
My great-grandchildren will come and see it.
Yeah, forever it will be there.
It is there. But some of them feel they shouldn't invest in media. They don't know they are doing themselves. If you're a politician and you are not investing in media, it's like putting lights on your candle and hiding it under your table. If budget, the same way you are budgeting for security, budget for media. Nobody will tell your story better than yourself. So I feel that is that as regards that.
All right. Going close to the end of this discussion because our time is over. I would like you to tell us, as a pastor and as a citizen of this country, what will be your message for Nigerian youth, especially those in Kogi State and those from where you come from, the Ingalazis?
My advice to Nigerian youth, first of all, is they should not give up on Nigeria. I still believe Nigeria will get better. They should not give up on Nigeria. That is my advice to Nigerian youth.
That's strong.
And my advice to Kogi youth is we should put more concentration on entrepreneurship more than politics and civil service. As a Kogi youth, if you go to an Igbo man selling spare parts and you want to learn that job for 5 years, for him to settle you, you are not making a bad move. As a Kogi youth, if you come to Ganaja Junction, or you go to an Igbo man learning business, doing business, and you said, I want to do this business, how many years should I serve so that you said to me?
Yeah.
And you do it. It's not bad. It's not boy you are doing. It's guy you are making.
So guy you are making.
So my advice is, let the youth focus more on entrepreneurship than this white collar something. Because civil defense immigration job that they need 35,000 people, 1 million people apply from Kogi.
Yes.
So how many they go carry, how many go remain? But you can become a boss of your own by being entrepreneur. Now, some will say no capital. Your phone is a capital. You are recharging WhatsApp every day. Your WhatsApp is there. How many property do you post that people want to rent?
Yeah.
You will make money from there. So we should focus more on entrepreneur than waiting for one politician that will come and change your life overnight. No. You're
running after.
And be running after them, then they will not take them serious. You see politicians that they say they don't pick up. It's a function of value.
Yeah.
There's a level of value you have as a youth. If they see your call, they will pick.
Yeah.
You say you will call His Excellency, no pick. You call, pick. If he sees the value you offer, he will pick your call or return your call. It's a function of value.
Yes.
And then to the ones, the youths in the Galaland, my advice is still what I'm saying. We should go more into entrepreneurship. As cashew season come, when you save up from your cashew, that is not money to marry more wife.
Yeah.
It's a money to start a business.
And recycle it.
Start a business that have office, a business that have site. See, I was in Anambra State last year. I think I flew with the governor. We went to Anambra State with the governor of Anambra State, Professor Charles Soludo. So when we got to Anambra, I went to Shikasen Company. Shikasen Company is into rubber production, all these gallon. They produce many things. It's a multi-billion naira company. And when the man came, he was now telling stories of how he started. He started with selling spanner. From spanner, he went to tube. From tube, he went to tire. From tire, he went to bike. From bike, he went to car. Consistently, he was showing us picture. I literally saw consistency. I saw growth. I said, why are people not saying ritual? Look, you could see Sakpa on his face when he was suffering. But now he's a billionaire. When I say a billionaire, I'm not talking of 10 billion. He's a billionaire. His market have circulated West Africa. So this is my advice.
All right, thank you so much for coming to the studios of Oga Studio today. And we hope that next time when we have other topics, we'll call on you and you definitely respond to us. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you very much.
We wish you well in your ministry.
Thank you.
As you go forge ahead.
Yes. Yeah.
Thank you so much. My name is Dansofo Usman Jr. Until next time when we'll get to bring another person again on this podcast, Just Cruise. Remember that it's always your right to know, and don't forget to subscribe, to share, to comment, and tell somebody about Just Cruise. Until next time, bye for now.
CSO of Kogi State for 4 years in charge of allocation. Nobody should say allocation was not big. Exchange rate today is not the same as then. What was he able to do? Wada Road that they named there. I saw, if you go to YouTube now, you will watch where one commissioner for works then was doing inspection. If you go there, you will see it. You understand? You will see it, but it did not reach 1 kilometer.